welcome back everybody to the special Thanksgiving edition of the 423 Football Podcast.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Oh yeah, we're here on the greatest holiday of the year. Am I right?
Yeah, I think you're about right.
You put food and into the picture, and whoever has the best food, that just wins.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is going to be our Week 12 preview show. If you haven't already, go ahead and listen to our Week 11 recap show. Got a lot of good waiver wire acquisitions over there and things of that nature. So today we're going to go through our matchups. Got our starts and sits at the very end. You know how it goes. So I'm your host, Brandon Bouchard, joined here by Brett Hamilton.
Hello!
And we're still a little bit unsure about what we're going to do about the Friday show. I know we are going to have it. If all else fails, it'll just be my voice. But we're thinking we might be able to get me and Brett possible recording time, and then maybe even a new guest on the show.
Ooh, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So it's gonna be a busy week this week. Obviously, we got Thursday football games, that makes Thanksgiving even better. Football, food. Oh my gosh, football, food, and beer.
Yep.
But I guess I want to lay out the next week or two for us. Obviously, this week should be normal. Hopefully, we'll get we were talking about getting a friendly touch football game in on Friday, so hopefully that will happen with the entire gang in town, the out of towners, Joseph and Charles.
Yep.
But I don't know, maybe some tackle football. We'll get some pads. Might as well.
Yeah, you just might as well.
Someone's got to lay steel out.
Yeah.
And then next week, we will be, or I guess it'll be a normal week next week. But then on Friday of next week, we will be traveling up to Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
To see the Packers take on the Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. Super excited.
Yeah, so we might actually record an episode up there because we won't be coming back till Tuesday the following week. So obviously we're not going to have time to record, so we're going to try to maybe get a show in up there. I think we're probably only going to have 2 shows that following week after the
it'd be
Packer
safe
trip.
to say.
Yeah, but anyway, this week, Week 12 matchups, no more bye weeks.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank the Lord. We're done with that mess. Tons of divisional games this week. Obviously, playoffs are getting closer and closer. Fantasy playoffs getting closer and closer as well. I know this is the last week of the regular season in our ESPN league, so things are getting dicey over there. I know I have to score either 60 points more than my opponent this week, Heather, to get in the playoffs, or I have to win and a certain someone has to lose. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a pretty close playoff race.
Let's get down to it.
All right, so first Thursday night Thanksgiving game. Obviously, we'll try this. This will be released early Thanksgiving morning. So if you're listening to this, make sure you listen to it before this game, so you get all the proper knowledge you need. So it will be available. You'll have everything you need, but just want to let you know, this episode will drop at 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving. So, Vikings and Lions, 12:30 game on Thanksgiving. Case Keenum will get the start. Do you expect him to keep getting starts, even with Teddy Bridgewater looming?
Yeah.
I do too. Why switch? Why change a good thing?
You can't justify benching him. I mean, he has shown nothing to justify just putting in Teddy Bridgewater, who hasn't played in over a year.
Yeah, and the fact this Teddy Bridgewater, he might be a good quarterback and all.
I still think Teddy Bridgewater is the future of that team.
Oh yeah, I mean they know that, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Tom Brady. They're not going to just throw him in there after a quarterback's been doing well.
They're having a great season. Just ride it out. Teddy will start next year, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Adam Thielen, I talked about this on the last show. I think he's a top 5 wide receiver going forward. If we had a wide receiver redraft on the previous show, and I took him in the top 5.
I like it. I mean, I could see it.
Yeah, I love Adam Thielen moving forward. Latavius Murray, clear running back to own for the Vikings. It's not even a question at this point. Jerick McKinnon, I still think will get some work. I think he'll have maybe a good game here and again. especially in the passing game. But
I think it's all about game flow for those two. I mean, whenever they're down and chasing, Jarrett McKinnon's going to be in.
But that's the thing. Their
electric.
defense is so good.
Yeah,
They're not down that often, and even their offenses look pretty decent.
That's the benefit of Latavius Murray is their defense is so good that they're going to keep them in every game. They're never going to be chasing. It may be a close game, but even then, you can still leave Latavius Murray in. So, rankings have shown that Jarrett McKinnon's been ranked above Latavius Murray for the past few weeks. But I think it's time to flip that.
Yeah, I agree. On the Lions side of the ball, Golden Tate, obviously he had the down week last week. Marvin Jones had the good week. I still want Golden Tate above him pretty much week in and week out. Amir Abdullah keeps getting touches and producing. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a tough matchup for him, though. Vikings, very, very stout defense. Yeah. Just a tough matchup for the Lions all around. How do you think this game is going to play out for the Lions? Because I expect, spoiler, I got the Vikings winning, and I expect the Vikings to be up pretty quick, and I don't think the Lions are going to produce that much on offense.
I don't think the Vikings are going to get up quick. I actually expect I'd say like a 20-17 win against on the Vikings.
All right.
I am predicting the Vikings to win.
Yeah. But I feel a lot safer playing the Vikings players than I do the Lions in this game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, Vikings, yeah, like I said, I got them.
Yep, me too.
All right, Chargers and Cowboys, second Thanksgiving game. Chargers coming off a huge blowout win over the Bills, while the Cowboys are falling flat on their faces with key injuries across the board.
Yeah.
Chargers have one of the league's best pass rushes. So if Tyron Smith misses another game, might still spell trouble for the Cowboys. Alfred Morris, he's the running back to start.
Yeah, at this point in the season, he is definitely the running back.
Jerry McFadden, he was a healthy scratch even this last game.
Yeah.
So
at this point, you don't hold on to Jerry McFadden.
But I like Alfred Morris this week. Honestly, Chargers give up a ton of points to the running backs.
I like Melvin Gordon better, though.
Well, yeah, okay, we'll get to that. But Alfred Morris, I still think he's a good running back. The Lions still decently capable.
The Lions?
The line.
Line. The line is.
The line is.
You said the line is, and that sounded like the Lions.
Sorry, I'm slurring my words. But the line is capable from a running perspective, even without the left tackle, Tyron Smith. So, Alfred Morris, I'm still fine rolling out there. Des Bryant, however, probably going to be going up against Casey Hayward in this game. I do not like Des Bryant at all in this one. I don't think he's going to do anything.
I think he'll have about 75 yards, possibly a touchdown.
See, that's a good game. That's a top 15 game.
I know, and that's what I'm expecting.
I don't see it, man.
Yeah. I just feel like that team is changing so much that they're just gonna have to feed him.
That's they have to, but can they?
Yeah, and that's the question. I mean, that's what they need to do, but it's a question of whether Dak is capable of doing that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I am expecting Tyron Smith to actually come back this week, so keep that in mind.
That would help a lot.
Because if he's out,
Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram are gonna feast if he's out. They are going to feast.
Yeah, I mean, even with Tyron Smith in, I mean, Joey Bosa is a tough defensive player to go against.
Oh, yeah. On the Chargers side of the ball, Melvin Gordon, he's obviously the guy you're starting this week, even despite Austin Eckler's production. Do you, in PPR, that's pretty much the only chance of starting Eckler, for me at least, right?
Yeah, I think...
And even then, I kind of don't really like it.
The floor is so low for Eckler. You could flex him, but you're really banking on that high upside.
In PPR, you're just banking on like a couple of catches. And
I think he's one of the better handcuffs in the league now that Deontay Foreman is down. And so I think he deserves to be rostered, especially by Melvin Gordon owners, because he's shown he can get it done. But no, I don't have any confidence consistently starting him.
Yeah. Keenan Allen finally had a good game last week and has a decent matchup here again. So I'm liking Keenan Allen. Keep rolling him out. I think he's going to do fine. Chargers tight ends, are they worth starting anymore?
I
Obviously, Antonio Gates isn't. We've seen that for a while. Is Hunter Henry even worth starting?
No, not against the Cowboys. The Cowboys actually have been really good against tight ends as far as fantasy points given up. I don't see enough consistency. I think there's better streaming options than Hunter Henry week in and week out.
Yeah, I agree. I expect it to be a very big Melvin Gordon game, and this game is actually, I think it's probably a decent game for Austin Eckler as well. I got the Chargers winning this one.
I also have the Chargers.
All right, Giants and Redskins, last Thanksgiving game. Giants coming off a big upset win. Redskins coming off a devastating loss to the Saints after leading 15 points with less than 6 minutes to go.
Dude, I thought they had that game.
They should have. It should have been.
They really should have.
Drew Brees, man, he's the king at doing that.
I know it's. Yeah, I thought they had it. I was rooting. I was rooting for Kirk Cousins because I think that. Just think about. I mean, we talked about it in the last episode a little bit, but 22 players on the IR for the Redskins, and Kirk Cousins is still doing what he's doing right now. He has nobody around him. And you put him on any other team, and he's doing better.
Steelers next year.
Yeah, that's fine. He's going somewhere next year, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. But anyway, decent matchup in this one. Giants and Redskins for both sides. Orleans Darkwa, he's the running back for the Giants. If you're wavering from there,
I don't have any problem starting him.
No, he's looked good in the reps he's got.
They're starting to lean on him more and more.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, still the primary target hogs. I expect Shepard to be back. It was just an illness, so
yeah, just migraines, which is strange.
Yeah, play through it. Beat Terrell Davis. Yeah, you got to be a man.
Okay, Terrell Davis did nothing. It would have been worse if he played.
Was blind.
Yeah, exactly. What if Sterling Shepard had gone out there blind? He would have sabotaged fantasy lineups.
No, be the ball. Be the ball.
Oh my gosh.
On the Redskins side of the ball, Chris Thompson done for the year with a broken leg.
So don't start him.
No, do not start him. He is droppable. Samaje Perine.
He's on the drop radar.
Samaje Perine will get the work. I like him in this game. Giants they're better at defending the run than the pass, but still not great. Josh Doxson looking slowly like a team's number one wide receiver.
Yeah, if he's not owned in your league, he's definitely worth a pickup.
Yeah, Giants cornerbacks, I mean, the names are good. I feel like they've fallen off a little bit lately. Janoris Jenkins, Rogers Cromartie. But I still think Doxson is a talented wide receiver, and he's going to get targets.
Yeah.
So I think he'll do fine here. Jordan Reed, I don't expect him to play this game. Vernon Davis, a fantastic option.
Oh my gosh. Please, just fire him up. He's going to have a great game.
Yeah, obviously, Giants have been terrible against tight ends. Did they? No, Travis Kelce didn't score last week. That broke the streak. It was like 10 games.
It was, yeah. He had like 1 million yards, but he didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Which was very strange. But the Giants they've given up the most yards and I think the most touchdowns. It has to be the most touchdowns.
Yeah, there's no way
with a streak other team
with a streak that long.
Position.
Yeah, okay. I got the Redskins winning this one.
I do have the Redskins.
Okay, then.
I'm not betting on the Giants.
All right, Buccaneers and Falcons. Buccaneers are somewhat making things work without Jameis Winston, who will miss this game as well. Not a great matchup here against a stout and improving Falcons defense. Yeah. So, what are you doing with Doug Martin? He's still getting carries, but I mean, can you still rely on him to start?
I think you're gonna be able to find better options. Well, let's do this: Doug Martin or Isaiah Crowell.
Doug Martin
or I was about to say Frank Gore, but Frank Gore is droppable. Doug Martin or Orleans Darkwa.
Ooh. See, this is it's so tough because the carries are so like.
Yeah, I know, and that's what it comes down to.
That's a lot of fantasy value is just based off of touches and carries alone. I guess for this week alone.
Yep.
I'll go Darkwa.
Okay. Doug Martin or LeGarrette Blount.
Doug Martin, not even close.
Doug Martin or let's see, last one. Doug Martin or... Dang, I had it. It was a good one, too.
Le'Veon Bell.
No. Doug Martin or C.J. Anderson.
That one's really tough.
Yeah.
They're so similar. They are so similar.
Yeah.
This week I'll go C.J. Anderson just because they're switching things up in that offense.
You might take the high upside.
Yeah.
They're similar in the fact that they're not doing the production that you expected them, but they're not similar in the fact that Doug Martin's actually getting the touches.
Yeah.
And C.J. Anderson's not.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, are you starting any Bucs pass catchers outside of Mike Evans? Obviously, we saw D-Jax finally get in the end zone last week. O.J. Howard got in the end zone twice, I believe.
I think you can start Deshaun Jackson. Ryan Fitzpatrick seems to like Deshaun Jackson a lot. I think he's got a high upside every week he plays it. I mean, you're always banking on the long ball with him.
Yeah, and his speed is still unmatched.
Yeah, I mean he's getting older, but man, he is still so fast. He can take the top off a defense really easily.
Yeah. Last thing about the Bucs, are we slowly? I feel like we're slowly getting to the O.J. Howard coming out party.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. The thing about that is Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't have the same tendencies as Jameis Winston. He doesn't target the tight ends normally. So you've seen a drop in Cameron Brate's production since Ryan Fitzpatrick has been quarterback. O.J. Howard, you're banking on that big play. I mean,
he's more like a wide receiver than a tight end.
Yeah, and I think in the games that he has a touchdown, he has at least 59 yards or something like that. And then the games that he doesn't have a touchdown, it's less than 17 yards. So it's touchdown dependent. But they're going to have to change some things to produce on offense. So it wouldn't surprise me if O.J. Howard had a better week than Cameron Brate this week.
Yeah, and slowly shifting. It's that Bama tight end. It's the pinnacle of college football and the pinnacle of college education.
Okay, well, I'm going to ignore that.
Harvard versus
but
Bama.
O.J. Howard is an incredible talent. He's going to be good for a long time.
Oh yeah. On the Falcons side of the ball, biggest question for the Falcons is whether Devonta Freeman will be back from his concussion. Do you expect him back?
Yeah, I think he'll be back. But if he's not, golly, fire Tevin Coleman up all the way.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman's a must-start any week that Devonta Freeman is out.
Yeah,
Tevin Coleman, he's a top 10 back without question.
Yeah, and he's a fringe start even when Devonta Freeman does start.
Yeah. Obviously, you're starting Julio Jones, but Mohamed Sanu, I think, is a good start here. He's becoming easily a big part of that offense. I guess if you're really, really, really desperate, Austin Hooper, he always seems to have a big game. Bucs are pretty good against tight ends, but Hooper, I don't know. If you're very, very desperate, you're talking 18-team leagues.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't start him against the Buccaneers. I mean,
you can find better options. O.J. Howard, you can probably find on a better option.
I would rather play O.J. in this situation. Quan Alexander and Levante David have been really shut down against. Even when Kendall Beckwith is playing, they've been really shut down against the tight end position. They're one of the better defenses for that. So
yeah, I also love Matt Ryan in this game. I think Matt Ryan's, as I mentioned before, he's
getting back.
He's getting back. Hopefully, Julio will get some freaking end zone touches. Or looks, but anyway.
Nah, never mind.
Yeah, I'm going with the Falcons.
Oh, you never bet against your own team.
No, never.
On the Bucs all the way in the dome. Did you see they imploded the old Georgia Dome?
Yeah, and the MARTA. Did you see the video of the MARTA? They imploded the Georgia Dome, and then the MARTA comes. They're I can't remember which news crew it is, but
I don't either.
They're filming the implosion, the demolition, and they're about to. It's about to go down. You start to see the start of the explosion, and then the MARTA bus pulls right in front of the camera, and you miss the whole thing.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Oh yeah, but death of a Coliseum.
That was a great stadium. It was a whole production trying to figure out how to tear it down because it's literally right next to Mercedes.
I could
Stadium.
put my arms out and touch them both.
Yeah, so it's like, how do you blow up a stadium without risking damaging the new stadium you just built? So it's an impressive video. You should watch
but
it.
It's kind of weird. You don't see stadiums last only 25 years.
No,
Usually
that was
you
pretty
see them
good.
last
Yeah.
decades.
But the Braves did the same thing in Atlanta. Maybe it's an Atlanta thing.
I guess they like their
Trying
new
to figure
shiny.
out the traffic.
They like their new shiny toys. I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Browns and Bengals. Browns still looking good for that number 1 pick. However, Brett did show me a scenario where the Browns apparently still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it was on the Instagrams for ESPN. It was, if these 47 things happened, the Browns could make the playoffs as a 6-10 team. I'm not saying that there's a high likelihood, but I'm saying it's possible.
It is not unlikely. It's not impossible. It's improbable.
It's improbable.
But anyway, that just shows how bad the AFC is outside of a couple of teams.
That's pretty bad.
But anyway, Deshaun Kaiser set to start again and seems to still have a nice connection with Corey Coleman. I really, really like Corey Coleman moving forward. Mm-hmm. Bengals, very good against wide receivers, however. They're only giving up 16 points per game, so might not be the best matchup here, but still, I'm liking Corey Coleman. I like the targets that he's getting.
Yeah.
Duke Johnson's possibly going to be out. Are you starting Isaiah Crowell in this one?
Yeah, I'd start him. He's been having some good games lately. I think the past 2 games he's
Last week was bad. It was very bad. It was like
Last week?
It was like 16 yards. That's it.
Oh, okay. So the 2 weeks before that, he had a couple of good games. This is a game that I don't have a whole lot of confidence in the Bengals offense, so I don't think the Bengals are just going to light it up right from the beginning. So I think Isaiah Crowell is definitely going to get some carries, and maybe you can do something with it. I'd start. I think I would definitely, if you have better options, go with another option. But if you're going to force the hand, I think you could play him and it'd be okay.
All right, Bengals. They have looked much better in recent weeks. It's clearly a nice matchup here, especially for the pass catchers. AJ Green, I think, is going to have a good game. Andy Dalton should have a good game. Tyler Kroft, he's been a very viable tight end play.
And you always play tight ends against the Browns.
Oh, yeah. And now, Joe Mixon still not doing anything with his touches, and the Browns have a decent run D. So, if you have a better option, I
don't feel confident starting Joe Mixon at all.
How about in this game, Joe Mixon or Crowell? Who would you rather have?
Probably Joe Mixon for the sole reason that he may get in the end zone. He's gotten a few touchdowns this year.
And the touches are
touches are there. But I don't feel confident starting either one.
All right, I got the Bengals winning this one.
The Bengals, I'm sorry, Browns, but I think this might crush the playoff dreams if they lose this game.
No! How could a team be in the race for number 1 pick and a playoff spot? Well, I wouldn't say the race, but still a possibility.
Yeah.
After 10 weeks. All right, Titans and Colts. Titans coming off an embarrassing loss to the Steelers, while the Colts are coming off a bye. Great matchup for the Titans, so you're starting Mariota. I really, really like DeMarco Murray in this game. Obviously, Murray didn't have the greatest game last week, but the game script kind of forced the hand.
Yeah.
Rank the Titans pass catchers. Colts have been known to limit a team's wide receiver ones this year.
Rank them for the whole year or for just this week?
This game.
Probably Rashard Matthews, Corey Davis, Delaney Walker, and Eric Decker. I guess if you can throw him in there. I don't know if you even want to mention.
Nah, don't even mention Decker. I guess I'd probably put Davis third. I still like Delaney Walker a lot. Rashard Matthews is is one of Mariota's favorite targets. Yeah. So
I think Corey Davis should be number 1. And I still think
this could honestly
he will be.
Now that I'm thinking about it, this could be a really good breakout game for Corey Davis.
It's
a great matchup, and Rashard Matthews might get the more attention and coverage.
Yeah.
So it could be good for Corey Davis.
Yep.
Colts side of the ball. Don't like Colts running backs this game. Even Marlon Mack. Obviously, Brett thinks Frank Gore is droppable. T.Y. Hilton, however, I think he's set for a big game here. It's just up and down every week, but
Sure,
I kind of like him this week. Titans haven't been that great against receivers.
No, it's been a.
I think
defense has really struggled.
I think there's going to be quite a few big plays for T.Y. Hilton this week.
Yeah,
I got the Titans.
I'm gonna bet on the home state, the Titans.
Nash Vegas. All right, Bills and Chiefs, both teams coming off brutal losses in Week 11. Tyrod Taylor is sure to be the starter. He better be the starter. I don't know.
Did you see Sean McDermott's statement today? Like when they asked him who the press asked him who was going to be the starter for this week, and he said, "We're still reviewing and we're taking the quarterback situation day by day." That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay, I have a problem. I understand. I'm just a fan of football. It's hard for me to say, like, I have a better opinion than an NFL head coach. It's hard for me to put myself in that position. But for the life of me, I cannot figure this one out. Nathan Peterman threw 5 interceptions. You have the quarterback that has the lowest interception rate in NFL history, and you have the quarterback that has the highest NFL interception rate in history.
Granted, it was one game, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
you're trying to decide between those two, and you're taking it day by day. They were 5-4. They were penciled in for the playoffs before this game.
It was one bad game that
and
shifted it.
Now you're gonna tinker around with the quarterback. Why? I just don't understand. Honestly, my personal opinion, Sean McDermott, he has always been a more defensive-minded coach. And I think this comes down to an ego thing. He has the inability to admit that he has a bad defense and he doesn't know what to do to fix it. And so now he's blaming the quarterback, which has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, people need to get off Tyrod Taylor's back. He is a very capable quarterback.
I sincerely hope that Tyrod Taylor goes somewhere else in the offseason and does well.
Yeah. He'd be good on the Browns.
The Bills don't deserve him.
Yeah, no, they do not. But this is the one situation I usually say don't look at box scores, but this is a clear situation. Just look at the box score, and you can tell who you need to start.
4 interceptions and 9 passes. I just can't wrap my mind around that.
Anyway, LaShawn McCoy, is he the only Bill we're starting? I know most likely Kelvin Benjamin's not going to start.
Yeah, I'm not starting Charles Clay against the Chiefs. They've been really good against the tight end. LaShawn McCoy is definitely the only option there for fantasy.
Deontay Thompson, we saw him, what he did before Kelvin Benjamin came. He was getting a ton of targets with Tyrod Taylor as the quarterback. Do you think he's an okay play in a deeper league?
In a deeper league, I could definitely see it. I mean, if you're in a 10 to 12 person league, I probably wouldn't. I don't think the upside is there. Depending, just the quarterback situation, just fly it up in the air.
Yeah,
but
All right, on the Chiefs side of the ball, they're looking to bounce back and stay in the playoff race. Great matchup here for Kareem Hunt, but Andy Reid needs to give him the touches, or it's not going to matter.
They have got to return to what got them to where they are now, and that is Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, it's Kareem Hunt and Kareem Hunt's ability to open up the game and give Alex Smith opportunities to make plays as well.
Yeah.
They just lost their big playability. I don't know what's going on with them.
Now these are two way different teams, but I kind of liken the situation between Kareem Hunt and Tariq Cohen. Big playability, but not getting that big playability in the first part of the season, and now they have disappeared into the touches, into the snap counts, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the teams are suffering for that. Both teams are. But definitely, Kareem Hunt's way better than Tariq.
Yeah.
Goes without saying.
I got the Chiefs winning this one. I think it's going to be kind of close, though.
Yeah.
If Tyrod starts.
Yeah. Assuming Tyrod starts, I think that it could be a pretty good game for him. But I'm going to lean towards the Chiefs.
All right, Dolphins and Patriots. Extremely lopsided affair here. Jay Cutler.
You don't. No, there's no way.
Jay Cutler in the concussion protocol, so we're going to have to monitor that. Really prefer not to start any Dolphins, but Jarvis Landry and Damian Williams would probably be my top choices from receivers and running backs. If Matt Moore starts,
Yeah, I was about to say
Kenny Stills.
Kenny Stills might be at the top of my list, honestly.
Yeah, I've never seen such night and day as a quarterback switch between
Matt Moore
Cutler and Matt Moore.
absolutely loves Kenny Stills. I don't know what it is between them. I guess but they might live together. I don't even know. They have a connection that
They
is
shower together. They brush their teeth together.
Yes. I looked up a stat earlier. I guess it was on the screen. In the first half with Jay Cutler, Kenny Stills had 1 target for 26 yards. In the second half with Matt Moore, he had 6 targets for 154 yards and 1 touchdown.
That says
That's
it all.
the difference in the quarterbacks.
That says it all. Matt Moore loves him some Kenny Stills.
Yep.
All right, Patriots side of the ball. Brandon Cooks set to have another great game here. I fully expect him to do so. Rob Gronkowski looks to bounce back from last week where he had not a Rob Gronkowski performance, so hopefully he'll get in the end zone again. Now, the Patriots running backs, I hate.
Don't ask me to rank them.
I'm done with that.
Don't do that to me.
I'm done with it. I hate projecting the Patriots running backs. If I had to choose one, I'll just say one guy at the top. I'll say Deion Lewis, and then I'll leave it at that. But this week it could be your Rex Burkhead game.
See, for me, the number one guy is Rex Burkhead, it's completely different, and both sides are completely justified.
Yeah.
It's part of the Bill Belichick mirage that he's trying to do with his offense.
hate it.
And it's working well. It just makes fantasy owners cringe.
It's awful for fantasy. It's awful. It looks good one week for you, and then the next week you're losing and out of the playoffs. So
yeah,
I won't dabble into that
agree.
much.
Yeah, I agree.
I got the Patriots winning this one easily.
It's going to be a close one.
I don't
got
think
the Patriots.
Okay, Panthers and Jets. Panthers getting hot at the right time. Obviously going to get Greg Olsen back. That's going to make things even better. Cam Newton, is he back to being a consistent weekly play?
I'm going to say no.
Still
I don't
no?
think so. No.
Still up and down guy?
Yeah, I think he's still up and down. He's not going to have a. I mean, he's got a pretty favorable schedule, I will say, for the rest of the season. But he's not going to do what he did to the Dolphins every week. I mean, that's just he
True.
can't sustain that. He's not going to break an 85-yard touchdown run for fantasy owners. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey, he is finally getting the, I wouldn't say number one role, but the primary role.
They want to use him so bad.
Yeah.
He hasn't looked spectacular.
I still haven't seen greatness out of him.
But they're giving him like all of the touches and all of the snaps, and that's great. I mean, that's great.
The only problem is he's much more of a pass catcher. With Greg Olsen back,
yeah.
I feel like a little bit there's going to be a dip in his
I can see that.
in his targets. Devin Funchess becoming the clear number one target for Cam. How worried are you with his target share now that Greg Olsen's back?
I mean, it's going to go down. I mean, it has to.
Yeah.
I mean, Greg Olsen's just a target machine, but I'm still comfortable. I mean, who else are you going to... I mean, yeah, I think there's going to be plenty of targets to go around.
Yeah, I still think both of those guys are going to be touchdown machines, honestly, for the rest of the season. Jets, coming off a bye week as well. This is a tough matchup all around for the Jets. Do you have any confidence starting anyone for the Jets? Obviously, the running back situation is still kind of dicey. Forte may or may not play. Bilal Powell, when he got a chance 2 weeks ago, didn't do anything with it. So
I'm not starting any of the running backs.
Yeah.
I could justify starting Robbie Anderson because I really like Robbie Anderson.
I do too. I like his talent. I think he can.
Yeah.
I think he can out perform or play above any of the Panthers' secondary players. So,
and he offers you that huge big playability that you could get with any given week.
Yeah. I still have the Panthers winning this one though.
I do have the Panthers.
Yeah, I have animosity there.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Okay. Bears and Eagles. Bears have been looking okay under Mitch Trubisky, but this is going to be a very tough matchup against arguably the best team in football, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man.
Jordan Howard. I don't think he's going to have a good game at all. It's a tough matchup for one from a defensive perspective, and game script is not going to be in his favor. They're going to be down very, very quickly.
Yeah, I totally agree. Jordan Howard, he had a big game this past week, and he's been good in positive game scripts, but he tends to disappear when they're chasing. Not totally disappear, but definitely not the workload that you need.
Not the 20-plus touches that we've seen in a lot of games.
They just can't afford to do that, and the Eagles' defense is just the real deal.
Eagles are incredible now.
They're,
I don't see a team. Eagles. If all things go the way they're going, I think Eagles and Saints are going to meet in the NFC Championship.
Yeah,
and it's going to be incredible.
I would love to see that game. Football deserves that game.
Oh yeah. As I mentioned, I think on last show, Adam Shaheen for the Bears. I think he's an okay tight end play if you're desperate. Dontrell Inman, wide receiver for the Bears, an okay wide receiver if you're desperate. Not the best matchup, as I've said, but they get a lot of targets. Adam Shaheen looks like the goal line guy for the Bears. On the Eagles side of the ball, I'm starting all my Eagles. I think I love them all. Alshon, Ertz, Wentz, maybe even Torrey Smith. He got an Enzo last week. I don't expect that much, but I mean he's still. If you're desperate, I like him more than Inman.
It's one of those offenses that you want a piece of.
Yeah, definitely. Now the Eagles running back situation is getting weird.
It's interesting.
3 running backs had over 6 carries last week. I think only one had double-digit carries. They're using so many guys, and
LeGarrette Blount had 10.
Yeah, I think LeGarrette Blount was the only one with 10. Ajayi
had 13.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, there's a lot of guys being fed in this backfield. Obviously, Ajayi for one.
Yep.
If it wasn't for that big 70-yard run, we'd be looking at him as a huge bust for the week.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this. I said there was a lot of mouths to feed in that backfield, and I didn't think Ajayi was going to be that much of a focal point. LeGarrette Blount, they still seem to like quite a bit. He's big bulldoze running back. That's fine. Corey Clement, they really, really like this kid.
Yeah.
And he's getting a lot of work as well. Kenyon Barner.
Touchdown again. He scored like 6 touchdowns in like 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, he's on fire right now. They like him around the goal line. And then Kenyon Barner, this one blew my mind.
Yeah.
He got their first touchdown. He got their first goal line carry.
Yeah.
Where that came from, I don't even know.
No.
Wendell Smallwood's not even a part of the offense.
Yeah.
But they're feeding so many guys.
Yeah. And that's the thing. As long as this rotation of all of these running backs continue to work and the Eagles continue to win games and do what they're doing to other teams, it's going to stay that way. I mean, they're going to keep it in a constant rotation where everyone's going to be about the same number of carries. Now, with Jay Ajayi, a lot of people are disappointed with the amount of carries. I still think you have to roll him out.
You have to, but it's not good.
I think that eventually he's going to have that one game that solidifies his role in that offense, and you don't want to miss out on that game because it's going to make you sick when he's on your bench.
I'm still all for starting the guy.
Yeah,
but like you said, there's going to be weeks where it's going to be cringeworthy, and it's for the Eagles, their running back situation and their rotation, it's fantastic. It's working. That line is incredible. It's going to keep doing this.
Yep.
Now, from fantasy point of view, it's
a nightmare.
It's not the prettiest situation.
No.
There's still points to be had because they're so dominant with the run game, but I don't know. It's going to be up and down, I feel like, for a lot of weeks.
Yeah.
I got the Eagles winning this one handily.
Oh, yeah.
Seahawks 49ers, another divisional game. Seahawks coming off a hard-fought loss to the Falcons, while the 49ers are coming off a bye. Are you starting any 49ers?
Samaje Perine. I mean, no.
That's a wrong team.
Actually, no.
Well, I guess Samaje Perine's not on that team, so yeah, no.
If Samaje Perine was on the team, that's the only one I would start.
Anyway, Carlos Hyde, I know he's probably the top guy if anyone's thinking about, but
that's the one
I'd stray away.
I don't like him.
Not this week.
Not this week. The only one that's if you really need to win a week and you don't have a whole lot of good options on your bench, I could justify starting Marquise Goodwin because he offers you that huge play ability that could win you your week. And if you're in like one of these situations where you're fringe, like if you lose this week, you're out of the playoffs, he's a flyer to plug into your flex, I think.
All right. Seahawks. Great matchup for the Seahawks. I expect many points in this game.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, he's a must-start tight end every week. He's getting in the end zone. He's their clear goal line go-to on the goal line. Still not touching any running backs for the Seahawks, though. Not even. Maybe
No.
J.D. McKissick and PPR, that's it. That's it. That's borderline. He's a flex borderline in PPR.
Yep, I agree.
I got the Seahawks winning this one.
I do have the Hawks.
Broncos and Raiders, yet another divisional matchup between two teams that started hot but have since cooled off in a major way. Tough matchup here for the Raiders, especially Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree versus the Broncos corners. I think Jared Cook might benefit from that and the fact that Broncos haven't been very good against tight ends.
Yeah.
And Jared Cook's become a focal point of the Raiders' pass game. So I think Jared Cook could be a pretty good tight end play this week. Now, Marshawn Lynch, I'm just saying no.
I'm not playing him this week. I think you can play him in the right matchups, and I can totally justify that. But
This is not one of them.
not the right matchup, so I'm not starting him this week.
Yeah. Broncos side of the ball. Paxton Lynch will get the start over Brock Osweiler. Obviously, they have a new OC, so things might get shaken up. It's going to be a different look. I don't really know what to make of it yet, but I really like targeting players, especially like trades and waiver wires after like big things like this, like an offensive coordinator leaves or a quarterback change, because things get shaken up and you never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
But C.J. Anderson, Devontae Booker, they're basically in a 50-50 split right now. Jamal Charles isn't getting much of anything. So C.J. Anderson, Devontae Booker. Booker, I'd rather have in PPR. But C.J. Anderson, I'm still holding out that he's going to have a good game and get back to what he was doing.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's gonna be a wait and see thing with this new offense and new pieces.
I don't have any confidence starting him this week, but he's definitely not. I mean, he was on the drop radar for a lot of people, but he's more of a just hide and watch.
Yeah, Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, I think they're okay plays. They've been looking good the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Granted, quarterback change could be different, but
I mean, who else are you gonna throw to?
Yeah, that is very true. I have the Raiders winning this one though.
I have the Broncos.
Ooh, that's
Paxton Lynch coming in and starting and getting a first big win.
It's the Paxton Lynch era. Here we go.
I'm just not a huge fan of the Raiders this year. I'm sorry.
All right, Saints and Rams. Both teams look like playoff contenders in the NFC, which makes this an incredibly important matchup for the seeds. I think it's going to be an awesome game. We saw the Rams they went and played Minnesota last week, and now they got the Saints. Yeah. So I'm saying start all your Saints. I'm not scared of this Rams defense as much as I probably should be. But Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, they're pretty much matchup proof, I believe.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're going to score teams typically, if you're going to score on the Rams, it's going to be with the running game, and that bodes well for the Saints.
Yeah. The only one I'm kind of scared of, Drew Brees. We've seen he hasn't had that great of a year. They rely on Ingram and Kamara quite a bit. Obviously, Brees had a good game last week, but I don't know if you have a better option. Obviously, it'd have to be a much better option, like Russell Wilson or something like that. Yeah. If you're in that situation, but Drew Brees, if you have a better option, maybe slip someone in.
Yeah.
Rams side of the ball, you're obviously starting Todd Gurley. I think he's going to have a great game here. They're going to rely on him a ton. Jared Goff looks to bounce back from a disappointing week. Is he startable in this one?
I think Jared Goff, you play him in the right matchups, and I'm not a huge fan of this matchup, but Marshall Lattimore's out. I think that's a huge hit.
That really is.
They really need him on that defense.
Yeah, he's arguably rookie of the year so far, and arguably defensive player of the year as a rookie. Yeah. So I mean, he's a very, very big part of the defense. Speaking of the guys he would be covering, there's going to be no Robert Woods in this game. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. So who would you rather have, Sammy Watkins or Cooper Kupp?
It's a tough question.
Yeah. I'm
going to go... In this matchup, I'm probably going to go Kupp.
I think it's kind of like you were kind of mentioning before. Kupp, I definitely believe is safer. Watkins, if you need a win, I think you got to go with Watkins for the big play ability. But I got the Saints winning this one. I think they still roll.
Yeah, I mean, I can't jump off the Saints train yet. I mean, I really like the Rams, but I think the Saints are going to win.
All right, Jaguars and Cardinals. Good matchup for the Jags. Leonard Fournette, ankle, still expected to have a heavy workload. I'm not worried about him whatsoever. Marquise Lee, probably going to go up against Patrick Peterson. Little worry there. I don't really like that. Marquise Lee's not DeAndre Hopkins. He's not going to run away from him.
DeAndre Hopkins. He's not going to outrun Patrick Peterson.
Yeah. D.D. Westbrook, however, we saw he didn't have the 200-yard game like he predicted last week. So
no, he did not.
I think it could be a breakout game for him.
It was solid.
Here.
I mean, he had the targets. They worked him in immediately.
He had a little bit of jitters. I know he bobbled a few and I think fumbled once, but
he could have a really good game.
Yeah, D.D. Westbrook, though, I think he's going to have the breakout game this week. I think Marquise Lee is going to be shut down by Patrick Peterson. Yeah. Cardinals are vulnerable to receivers outside of Patrick Peterson covering them. So I think D.D. Westbrook has a pretty good game. I think he'll get not 200, but he's going to get over 100 yards this game.
All right.
Blake Bortles, possible streamer?
No.
No?
Even in the best of matchups, it's really hard for me to stream Blake Bortles because it's an offense that doesn't rely on the passing game.
Which is a good thing.
It's a great thing for Leonard Fournette, and I just think this is going to be another Leonard Fournette game. I don't expect a lot of pass attempts from Blake Bortles.
Yeah. Larry Fitzgerald, another tough matchup for a receiver going up against a corner, and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. He's been consistent even with all of the quarterback injuries they've suffered through.
Yeah. Now Larry does line up in the slot quite a bit. Mm-hmm. He honestly lines up in the slot more than the outside. So he might avoid it, but I don't know. Are you starting any Cardinals outside of Larry?
Outside of Larry, no. I think it's a bad matchup for Adrian Peterson again. Like I said, he's matchup dependent. There's no other wide receivers outside of Larry Fitzgerald that I would start. So, no, not at all.
All right, I got the Jags winning this one easily.
Yes, I do have the Jags.
All right, Packers and Steelers. Sunday Night Football. Packers coming off a brutal shutout loss to the Ravens, while the Steelers are coming off a dominant win over the Titans. Brett Hundley still trying to fit into the NFL game, and this might be the toughest defensive matchup yet for him.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah. Davante Adams, clear wide receiver start in Green Bay. Not the best matchup, but he's still getting a ton of targets. He's getting the yards. He looks like the guy to own in Green Bay. Ty Montgomery, dealing with a rib injury. Still, we're going to have to monitor that throughout the week. If he starts, definitely going with him over Jamal Williams. If not, Jamal Williams...
I think it's I like Jamal Williams in this game as long as Ty Montgomery's out. I didn't like him that much against the Ravens. I picked him up, I sat him, but I would be willing to play him against the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Jamal had a pretty good week last week, and it was against a good defense. And Steelers are pretty good too. I'll give them that, but they still were able to put up a little bit of points. Steelers side of the ball, you're starting them all. Ben Roethlisberger, you're rolling him out there.
I might sit Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, you're rolling out there. Le'Veon, you're rolling out there. Yeah. Juju, I won't say Martavis. I'm still not on that train yet. No. But and Steelers, pretty sneaky defensive play, or not sneaky, but good defensive play.
It's not really sneaky anymore.
I'm still going with the Packers. Got to stay with them.
You never bet against your own team. But I'm going Steelers.
Yeah. All right, Texans and Ravens. Monday Night Football. Both teams coming off wins against ailing opponents last week. I expect a low-scoring affair, honestly. Lamar Miller, DeAndre Hopkins. I still like them. You're still starting them. Ravens, their defense is okay, but I don't expect them to shut down those two. Bruce Ellington, I think, is a decent start if Will Fuller is still out. He's getting a lot of targets. I think he's had 12 in the past 2 games. So Bruce Ellington, maybe a sneaky play there. Ravens side of the ball. Danny Woodhead, I think he's the Ravens running back to start, especially in PPR. Texans have the number 1 run defense, so that doesn't bode well for Alex Collins. I think it bodes a lot better for Danny Woodhead to get him outside and get him in the passing game.
Yep.
Texans are susceptible to the wide receiver position, so rank the Ravens pass catchers.
That's tough too. How many options? Give me the options.
We'll just do the three main ones: Mike Wallace, Jeremy Maclin, Ben Watson. I'd put Danny Woodhead at the top, but we'll leave that out. So just Mike Wallace, Jeremy Maclin, Benjamin Watson.
Jeremy Maclin, I think he could have a really good game. See, Jeremy Maclin, then Mike Wallace, Ben Watson.
Then Ben Watson.
Yeah,
that's probably how I'd have it. I still like Mike Wallace a little bit more just for the big play ability, but
that's true.
I don't know. I got the Texans winning this one.
Really?
Yes.
I have the Ravens.
Oh boy, I got to gain ground and pick them. I didn't even check.
You gained 10 points.
Woo, baby! I'm coming.
I'm only beating you by 170 now.
I'm coming. I am coming. Okay, that's all for the matchups. So we're going to move into the starts and sits, and then we'll close out the show. So, starts at the quarterback position. Who you got?
I've got Andy Dalton versus the Browns because it's the Browns.
Because it's the Browns. All right, I'm going Marcus Mariota against Indianapolis. I think it's going to be Mariota's best game of the year.
Ooh.
All right, running back start of the week.
Melvin Gordon against the Cowboys. Not going to be shy about it. Just even with all this Austin Eckler hoopla. I still think the Dallas defense is atrocious without Sean Lee, and I think Melvin Gordon's going to have a fantastic game.
I'm going to go with DeMarco Murray, another Titan. I think the game script's going to be phenomenal for him, especially towards the end of the game, and he's going to run all over that Indianapolis defense.
I like it.
Wide receiver start. Sorry.
Starting Brandon Cooks versus the Dolphins. I think he's in for a huge game because the Dolphins are just terrible on defense, and Brandon Cooks he can definitely open up the offense.
Yeah, I'm going with Doug Baldwin playing San Fran.
I like it.
I think he's going to have one of his better weeks of the season.
Can we just lament the fact that the Seahawks are playing the 49ers this week because we're not confident in starting any of the Seattle running backs, but the 49ers are like a locked-in load. Like, you play every running back that plays in.
They have the worst run D in the league, so.
And you play every running back against them, but I'm not taking a crapshoot with the Seattle backfield.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. I don't know. Maybe Eddie Lacy will come out and actually do something.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, starts at the tight end position.
Assuming Jordan Reed is out, and I could even make the case that if Jordan Reed plays, I'm still starting Vernon Davis against the New York Giants because it's the Giants and they're the worst tight end defense in the league.
I'm going with Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen.
He's coming back off of
straight out of the gate.
Yeah, straight out of the gate, off the injury, playing the New York Jets. I think Greg Olsen will get at least 8 catches and probably a touchdown in this game.
Yeah.
All right, defense start of the week. Who you got?
I'm starting the Chiefs against the Bills if Peterman starts.
If Peterman starts.
Which, honestly, as painful as it is, there's been a lot of beat writers around Buffalo saying that is the trend.
Please don't.
I know it's painful for me to even say that. It's painful for me for that to come out of my mouth, but it's in the cards.
All right, I'm going with the Eagles playing the Bears. Eagles have been very stout on defense, just as much as they have been on offense. So I like them there. All right, moving to our sits of the week. Quarterback position, I'm going with Derek Carr playing Denver. I just don't. I think Denver is going to pretty much shut down the passing game all around.
Yeah, I don't really believe in Derek Carr that much, so that totally makes sense. I'm going to sit Josh McCown. He's been pretty solid, surprisingly, this year for fantasy streaming options, but I don't like him against the Panthers this week.
All right, running back sits of the week. Who you got?
As painful as this is, I'm going to say Doug Martin against the Falcons. I think the offense is looking better and better, and unfortunately, I think it's going to be a game where the Buccaneers are kind of chasing a little bit, and that leads its way to Charles Sims. So I don't think Doug Martin's going to get the 20-plus carries he's been used to getting.
Yeah, I'm going with Jordan Howard playing Philly.
Yeah.
I raved about the Philly defense a second ago. Jordan Howard, I think the game script is going to be terrible for him, so I am avoiding Jordan Howard this week.
Yep.
Wide receiver, who you got?
Marquise Lee against Patrick Peterson. He is no DeAndre Hopkins, like we already said. He's not going to... You can't just throw him on a slant route and expect him to outrun one of the best defenders in the league.
I'm going with Devontae Parker. If Matt Moore gets the start, which I think it's kind of likely that he will.
At some point, the Dolphins are going to start trying to figure out reasons to keep Jay Cutler out of the game.
That's probably for the best. But yeah, Devontae Parker, with Matt Moore out there, he's basically invisible. And Patriots defense has been improving as of late. They've been pretty good lately, so I don't expect anything from Parker this week.
Yep.
Tight end sits of the week. I'm going with Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron playing Minnesota.
That's good.
I think the Lions all around are going to be shut down.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to go Charles Clay for the Bills. No matter who his quarterback is, that's up in the air. But he's playing Kansas City, which is
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Omaha.
The Chiefs are the number 3 toughest defense against the tight end position. Can you guess number 1?
Against
Yeah.
the Bills. No,
What?
I don't know.
Against
The
Bills.
Bucks.
No. I'm saying
Who's the best against tight ends?
Yeah. What the best defense? Like who?
Yeah,
As far as
Bills,
No.
Bucks.
No.
I give up.
The Packers.
Are they really?
They've given up less than 400 yards to tight ends this year.
I should have known that.
should've.
They've always been because they've always been pretty good against tight ends in the past, especially.
And that was according to Football Outsiders.
Yeah, because they always bring their safety down into like a nickel or dime situation, like a linebacker.
Yep.
And then
Number 1 tight end defense, so don't start your tight ends against the Packers either.
no Jesse James this week. No Vance McDonald.
Yeah, that was going to be my sit of the week, but I was like, who is playing Jesse James,
Hopefully nobody. All right, sit of the week at defense. I'm going with the Rams playing the Saints. I think Saints are going to score a ton of points this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit the Bears against the Eagles because it's the Eagles and they score a lot of points.
Fair enough.
And the Bears have been a pretty good defense this year, but not against arguably the best team in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be all for today. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will have starts and sits. I should have them posted by the time you're listening to this. Obviously, games should be starting pretty soon. Hopefully, you're listening to this before the first Thanksgiving game. So just sit down, have some turkey and ham and taters and taters, gravy, some stuffing. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Leave desserts out of it.
Okay, I was about to go hard on desserts.
Yeah, I love me some pecan pie.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. I don't even want to get started on that. I don't know.
Deviled eggs.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're so good.
No, I can smell them now, and it's making me nauseous. But anyway, I'm gonna go mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes.
I do too. Oh, hash brown casserole. My dad's
that's pretty good.
dad's hash brown casserole is
we never have that for Thanksgiving. No.
incredible. Oh
But
my gosh.
if we did, it would probably be
It's a
up there.
staple in our household.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, mashed potatoes all the way.
Mashed potatoes. Hey, just give me taters.
Okay.
I guess we're a bunch of Irish boys. I got the beard. But anyway, we will be back on Friday. Like I said before, I don't really know if it'll just be me. Hopefully, it'll be me, Brett, and special guest.
Stay tuned.
Wink, wink. So we might actually. I was thinking of doing a special segment on that show. That remains to be seen as well. That's
So
another
stay tuned times 2.
times 2. It might be a very, very good show or a very, very bad show on Friday.
So you have to just listen and find out.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna have all this stuff posted on Twitter and Instagram at the 423 Football. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Before we get out of here, we haven't done a bet in a while, and we talked a lot about Des Bryant today.
Yeah.
So, just for this week.
This week?
Just for this week. Just you hear me out. Des Bryant for this week I think he's outside the top 15 at wide receivers.
Outside the top 15?
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. I don't think he's in the top 15.
Okay, 20.
I'll say, yeah. I'd put him in the top 20. Yeah.
Okay, Des Bryant, top 20 wide receiver this week.
All right, I'd do that.
All right. We're putting it on the board.
Put it on the board.
Beer bet. Remember, it's a beer bet now, so
Yep.
I'm going to win me a beer next week. You're going to...
We'll see.
On next week's show, we should make like 20 beer bets, so we have to buy each other beer in Wisconsin. All at Lambeau, so you're paying like $500 for
$1
beer.
million. I could not afford that tab.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 423football. Make sure you share us with pretty much anyone you can think of. It doesn't hurt to share. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They're going to say no. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and Google Play and YouTube. Give us a like and leave your comments and reviews. We'd love to get some questions in here at some point. So thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast. Peace out.